Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today, we need to take a look at some weird Pokémon TCG news. You see, the other day I was hanging around on Amazon Japan. I do this far too much. And while I was hanging around on Amazon Japan, I saw this. And I went, oh, that's a cool Pokémon TCG book. And I looked at the name of it, and I went, oh, Learn with a Pokemon card game, logical thinking. I was like, oh, okay. It's some kind of unofficial kind of fan book. And then the unofficial fan books are often not great. And I was like, oh, no. I'm going to be a good boy. I can live without it. And then I was on Twitter this morning looking at Pokemon TCG stuff, as I tend to do. And would you believe it, ladies and gentlemen? It is actually legit. It is actually real. This is a real legitimate book, and it's one that I am, well, put it this way. By the time you hear this video, I am going to have ordered this book. So what actually is it? Well, I hate to say it, ladies and gentlemen, but the amount of information we have about this book is, well, it's a little bit light, I think is fair to say. Now, when the book arrives, I will have a lot more information about it, and I'll be able to tell you a lot more about it, but unfortunately, as it stands at the moment, the amount of information I have about it is, well, I think it's fair to say, as I said a moment ago, a little bit light. But we know a little bit, so let's have a look. So over on Amazon Japan, we can see the listing here, and incidentally, I should mention, it was released today. It is out now, so this isn't some kind of pre-order for the future. This is literally out now. Go and grab it if you want to go and grab it, which is very, very cool. So, according to the listing we have over on Amazon Japan, while playing the Pokemon card game based on the 5 powers spec advocated by Riddler, represented by Ryogo Matsumaru, you will acquire logical thinking that will help you learn. The content is an all-colour book that caters to a wide range of people, from beginners to advanced players, with a focus on elementary school students who love the Pokemon card game. What's more, the cards are compatible with the latest Pokemon card game, so you can use this as an opportunity to get them interested in Pokemon. So it seems to be that this is basically learn logic with the Pokemon card game, rather than, hey, it's a book about the Pokemon card game that helps you learn logic, i.e., it is designed so you don't have to be a big obsessive Pokemon TCG nerd like myself in order to actually enjoy it and get used to it. You can actually just, pick it up as is. Although, again, and I cannot stress this enough, I will be ordering this book, and it's because I'm a massive obsessive nerdy fan about the Pokemon card game. And it's amazing. Now, few things to note that it is not, and this will be a bit sad for some people, for which I can only apologise. No, it does not come with a promo card. At least if it does come with a promo card, they're doing a very good job hiding it, because as it stands at the moment, I can see nothing about it coming with a promo card. Similarly, it does not seem to have exclusive artwork or anything along those lines. There are a couple of pages we can see. If we head over to the Pokemon Center, there are a couple of pages we can see. We've got one here, which is clearly a logic problem, where you are trying to figure out, what seems to be at least, how to win the game. There's a Lucario EX and a whole bunch of other stuff, and you're basically trying to figure out how it is that you can actually go ahead and win the game, I believe, which seems kind of cool. There is another page here, and I am learning Japanese, but I'll be honest with you, it's a very small page. I'm doing my best, ladies and gentlemen, but I am struggling a little bit to read this, but again, you've got pictures of a bunch of Scarlet and Violet cards, and it seems to be trying to teach you some kind of logical thinking skill. It seems awesome. Another question, which I think a bunch of you are going to have, so let me answer it now. Is this going to come out in English? No! Now again, I don't know. I could be wrong, but this is one of those I would be very, very surprised if this saw an English language release. This is very clearly a book released in Japan, teaching you logic and critical thinking and that kind of stuff with the Pokemon TCG. And it seems to be kind of like, hey, there's this dude that some of you have heard of, I personally have not, that's kind of involved in this. So don't expect this to get an English language release, but I told you I had some weird Pokemon news for you, and I do, and I think I've delivered. As a fun little side note, little tip from your old pal Wassy here, I'm putting in an order for this book today, because I clearly want this book. Weekly Famitsu, which is a weekly Japanese video game magazine, the recent issue has the Pokemon DLC on the cover, and it comes, it at least appears to, as always, check with yourself, blah, blah, blah. It does appear to come with a Pokemon sticker sheet with a bunch of characters and a few of the Pokemon from Scarlet and Violet. So, if you're putting in an order, and you can buy this book, I should mention, on Amazon Japan, the shipping's not the cheapest, but it's actually pretty competitive, and you're not going to find it better anywhere else. If you're putting in an order for this book, as I am, Weekly Famitsu with a sticker sheet, I mean, I'm just putting it out there, this might be something to get a little bit excited about. Something else which is very, very cool and might be worth getting a little bit excited about is some merch that's going on over in Korea. Now, we actually had a bit of a look at this the other day, and this was kind of awesome and kind of lovely, and it all featured Sprigatito. Now, essentially, the deal seems to be, and this is, Google translated Korean, so please forgive any small errors I might be making, but essentially, what there is here is a promo card featuring Sprigatito. You then got yourself a tin featuring Sprigatito. Use that for damage counters, etc. Maybe you can actually fit cards in there. I'm not 100% sure on the dimensions of it. But a little bit of advice from your old pal Wassy here, right? Even if you can fit cards in, don't. It will wreck your cards. And then there is a double-sided lanyard here. One side featuring Koraidon and Miraidon and the logo and all of that. Yay, fine, etc. But the other side, this is featuring your Sprigatito, and this is honestly kind of beautiful and kind of wonderful. So this is rather lovely. But nobody really cares about Sprigatito because they've gone and revealed the Fuecoco stuff, and this, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I can get very excited about. Now, it's the same kind of thing. You've got a promo, you've got a tin, you've got a lanyard. But the difference here is that now instead of Sprigatito, no one really cares, you've got yourself Fuecoco, and this, ladies and gentlemen, this is something that I can absolutely get behind. And look, I know this is a little bit of a long shot, I understand, but if there is anybody watching this who's in Korea, or has contacts in Korea, or knows how I can get this stuff from Korea, please hit me up on Twitter at the Wassy. If you watch any of the Oceania or European International Championships, you may have noticed me and Fuecoco, we got a bit of a bond going on. We are becoming bros. So I would like to try and pick up this stuff. And I know it's a long shot, and I know it's not going to be easy to find, and I am totally okay with this. But just on the off chance, if anybody does have a hookup, please hit me up on Twitter at the Wassy. I would be absolutely delighted. And then, presumably, and I should say the Sprigatito image does come from the lovely Promo Lugia over on Twitter. If anybody, the other stuff's just on the official website, the Fuecoco stuff. If anybody does have a hookup, please hit me up. Now, presumably there's also going to be a Quaxley at some point, probably next. Makes sense. That's fine. There is some other cool stuff. There are mats given out to champions and runners-up and top 4 and top 8. I'm not showing you the top 8. Because it's the same. There's also a top 16 I'm not going to show you, and a top 32 I'm not going to show you, because I'm not going to keep changing the picture on the screen just so the number changes. Doesn't need to be done, ladies and gentlemen. And then we've got those trophy cards that I showed you a little while ago, this time in Korean. And then you've got your bronze with Pikachu, which is actually the most sought after because it's got Pikachu. You've got your silver featuring the first partner Pokemon. This is the one that I want, but I'm not going to Korea and trying to come second in a tournament just for it. I would legit be tempted to throw the final, however, to get this card. And then you got your champion with Koraidon and Miraidon. So, yeah. I'll be honest with you, if I got to the final, I would be very tempted to just lose to get what I consider to be the better card. And it's very small news, but we do need to mention it just quickly at the end here. That Korokoro's Titan promo I showed you previously, we now do have a nice clear image of it. It is coming in Korokoro magazine, and I translated it myself before, so let's try and do this. The first attack, 10 damage, does 30 to the active. and seems to be 10 to all of your opponent's bench. And then the second attack for free water energy lets you flip 3 coins and does 100 damage for each heads you flip. Oh, there we go. That one was kind of easy. So there we go. It's a small kind of thing. It's not the most exciting one we've ever seen. But actually, as I told you previously, for a magazine promo, this is actually like sneaky, genuinely kind of good. So this is one that I wouldn't be sleeping on. I'm not saying it's amazing, let's be clear. But I am saying that there is a little bit of potential here. Way more than you would usually expect from a promo like this. And this is kind of cool. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I promised you some weirder news. I like to think I delivered here. And certainly, if you're... And I know not everybody is, and that's fine. But if you are comfortable ordering from Amazon Japan, I would recommend this, ladies and gentlemen. I would absolutely recommend picking this book up. It's going to be kind of cool. But now, ladies and gentlemen, it's over to you guys. I want to know what you think about this, so let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and card games and Pokemon card games, all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord where we chat about all kinds of things, doesn't have to be Pokemon, and you can get shoutouts on the channel, like the lovely Evan Parker, who's been a supporter of us for a while and seems to be a very lovely person. So shout out to them for the support and for being a very lovely person. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.